Is it possible to find job as a foreigner in Ukraine? Well, my answer is no. I mean no. No, no, yes, you read my lips, no. Hey guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. This is your favorite girl Lizzie, and if you're first time, if this is the first time you're seeing this beautiful face on your screen, do well to hit the subscription button. It is down below, okay? And also turn on the post notification bell that's beside the subscription button, so whenever new videos is being uploaded, you're going to be notified. And also, if you're a returning subscribers, my OGs, thank you so much for tuning into this channel once again. I love you all. I literally got a lot of questions regarding getting jobs in Ukraine as a foreigner, as a student, what kind of jobs are available. And man, I'm really tired of replying to DMs or replying each and every one of people that asking me. So I was like, okay, why not I just make a video about this, since I see a lot of people are actually asking me questions regarding this. So that is the reason why I decided to make a video for you guys. And the questions goes like, is it possible for a foreigner to get a job in Ukraine? And yes, my answer still remains no. Guys, don't be scared, because I'm sure you guys will be wondering, oh, but you're here, oh, but there are some people studying here, and how do they survive? How are you surviving? I'm going to explain to you the reason why I said no, and I'm going to tell you more about things, how to get a job and what you need to do to survive in Ukraine. So the reason why I said no is because you all know Ukraine is not an English-speaking country. So most of the job opportunities that are available are for their citizens. And as well, it's very hard for you to see Ukraine giving you a work permit, because you don't, especially if you're foreigners and you don't even know how to speak their language. So why are they even employing you? Because of course, it's not an English-speaking country. How are you going to communicate with people if you're working with the company that do not even speak English also, or stuff like that? You understand me? Not like they do not speak English like that, but I feel that most of their jobs are occupied by their citizens. Now, I'm sure in your mind you'll be wondering, okay, so what can I do? How can I survive in Ukraine as a student or as a foreigner coming to Ukraine for the first time? That is the reason why Ukraine is a country that you're just here to come and study. Honestly, that's the reason. That's just the lens to speak that way. It's a country that you're here to study, okay? And I would advise for people that are coming over to study, not like you cannot come here to reside or to change location with your families or stuff like that. Yes, you can, but it has its own disadvantage and advantage, okay, which I'm going to be talking into that later on. I really don't want this video to be so long, okay? So I will just I will just go into those topics little by little briefly, so that I can quickly round up, and I won't like to take much of your time, So now, you're a student, okay? I think it's much advisable, to my own best knowledge, if you're coming to Ukraine for the first time, it's better for you to have a sponsor back in your country or wherever you're coming from, so the person can at least assist you financially while you're coming over to Ukraine, because Ukraine is not an English-speaking country. It's not really easy for you to get a job, especially when the jobs are limited for foreigners. You understand me? So I think it's more advisable for you to have someone that would sponsor you pending time that you're going to be using here, and peradventure, if you're lucky, you get a job for yourself. Of course, even if you get a job for yourself, which I'm going to be talking to you about the list of jobs that you can actually get to survive, so you can actually do to survive here in Ukraine, it won't even it would help a little bit, okay, but not all, honestly speaking, because here it's not a country that you can work. You understand me? So I would advise for you to have a sponsor, or if you're sponsoring yourself, maybe I would advise for you to have like some extra savings for yourself, at least something that can take you on a long run, pending the time that you're here till you get yourself balanced. Maybe you get a little job for yourself that you can do. So Talking about jobs here, we have different type of jobs that you can still do as a foreigner, despite the fact that we are not allowed to work in Ukraine as a foreigner, and especially as a student. Note that. So when you're coming to Ukraine as a student, do not have it in your mind that you're going to be giving some few hours off school to work and stuff like that. It's not like the UK or it's not like the US that does that to their students. Ukraine is actually different. If you come into Ukraine government expects you to have a sponsor that will sponsor you through your tuition fee, through your feeding, accommodation, and everything. So if you're working without the consent of the government. Let me just tell you that, okay? Which it's illegal for them here in their country, especially that there's some kind of jobs that you do. It's illegal for them, you understand? So, but I will just tell you the few kind of jobs that you can still do for yourself. Those are jobs that are quite reasonable, and at least it could fetch you a little amount of money for upkeep and for all necessary things you need to do here. So if you see me looking down, actually I jot down some stuff that I would be mentioning, okay? So pardon me if my eyes are not looking straight to you guys, like I'm looking down, okay? You should know I'm actually looking at what I jotted down on the book. So now I will be telling to you the kinds of jobs that you can do in Ukraine. First one, you can actually be a tutor. You understand that Ukraine is not an English-speaking country, and most of the Ukrainians now are learning how to speak English. Learn how to speak English through getting an English teacher. You understand? That's how they learn their English. So if you're opportune to find someone that wants to know how to speak English, or a family that wants you to interact with their kids with English, or that they want you to teach them how to speak English, they can as well employ you to come to their houses. You guys can fix dates based on your time schedules, and you guys can have lessons with their kids. You can have lessons with their kids and teach them, and they will pay you for the hours that you're going to be spending with the kids. Teaching actually varies, you understand. There's sometimes that you might actually have like a lot of people, and there's sometimes that you might not have like a lot of people like that. So it depends. It's not a kind of fixed salary. Like teaching is not a fixed salary. Whenever you're done with your hours you're doing with the person, they pay you instantly. Yeah, okay, that's for that. You can go to their houses, and there's some ones that you can actually sign up on some websites in Ukrainian website, and also some other website outside the country like iTutor, Bibo as well, and some other ones that you can teach people outside the country, maybe in China and all those non-English speaking countries as well. You can actually do that one in your house. That's like work from home, you understand? But if you want to do the ones in Ukraine, basically we have Repetitor. You can sign up on Repetitor, and you can get clients from there that want to teach them online, or they want you to come visiting their house to teach them, or anywhere outside to teach them, basically. So that's where you can actually make some extra cash for yourself. And if you collide all this money together after the month or after the week, or it depends on the kind of client you're seeing and stuff like that, you could make, let's say, up to $500 on a monthly basis on teaching. The next one I'm going to be talking about is working in a restaurant. Working in a restaurant, it's not a kind of job that you can easily get like that in Ukraine, due to the fact that you're not allowed to work as well, and also the language barrier is affected as well. But you can still get a job in a restaurant. For example, some restaurants that are owned by an English speaker, maybe all those Chinese restaurants, Indian restaurants, Pakistan restaurant, Georgian restaurants, maybe some even some English restaurants owned by an Englishman, you understand, like a foreigner. The person can hire you. African restaurant, the person can hire you and pay you monthly. You can be a waiter or a waitress there. Yeah, you can work there as well, and then you can get paid monthly as well. Though the salary are not that high like that, okay, but it's still something that you can manage for yourself if you know how to manage. At least you can earn up to $400 to $450 at the end of the month yes, it's not something really that much, but it's still something you can still manage. Another thing I'm going to be talking about is you working in a call center. So we have various types of call centers, office that you can work. You work as a customer care representative. You can work as a support agent. You can work as a sales agent. You can work as an IT support manager and stuff like that. So we have various types that you can do. So but those kind of jobs are majorly, they're always 9 to 7 jobs, and it might be a little bit difficult. Some are night job also too, but it's always like 9 hours jobs, and like some might be difficult for you if you're pairing with it with studies, going to school, especially if you're studying a very tedious course like medicine, and you get, so it might really be hard for you. But if you're that kind of person that you can walk your way around that, you can easily give it a try, and you might know how to balance everything together. You know, there are some companies that are from UK, US. They have their head offices there, and they really don't want to pay their staffs because of the old tax and a lot of payment that they're going to be paying if they actually have workers in UK or in US or in Canada. So they decide to bring a branch here in Ukraine, and they decide to look for English speakers that are willing to work with them. At least you can make up to, let's say, $500 to $600 on a monthly basis. Another one I'm going to be talking about is you working as a taxi driver. Okay, so working as a taxi driver, you can work with various kind of taxi companies like Uber, Uklon, On Taxi, Bolt, and the rest of them, Yandex, and the rest of them like that. So some taxis like Uber, Uklon, On Taxi, Bolt, they do employ foreigners. You can drive and you have your driver's license, a valid one. You can as well go there, ask if they're looking for any driver. If they're willing to pick you, they can pick you. Or better still, if you have your own personal car that you would like to use for a taxi business, you can enroll your car with a company, and you can be driving. You can be driving with your car and be making money. Let's say you can make up to $800 as well on a monthly basis. Another one I'm going to be talking about, working from home. Actually, you can work from home, and which I think working from home is one of the best thing, because you have your time. You, like, especially if you're working from home and you're not restricted to a particular working hours. Like, you can work any time of the day just to make sure you complete your 40 hours work time, and get some online jobs at home through Upwork, through work.ua, Up Talent staff as well. That being said, the last one I'm going to be talking about is you having a business, which I'm going to be doing a separate video for that later on. Maybe it's going to be my next video. So I'm going to be talking about that one, having your business. I think that is the most lucrative thing here in Ukraine. That is why I usually advise people that are coming to Ukraine, wherever you're coming from, make sure you have a skillful handwork, something that you've learned for yourself, that you've learned and you know how to do very well, perfectly, that you can make use of it. Because I feel like handwork or hand skills are the most lucrative things that you can actually do, that can fetch you money. You can do it at your own convenient time. Nobody is bossing you around. You're making your money for yourself. You're not making money for people and they're getting little parts of it. And you understand, you're a boss of yourself, you understand? So I feel like having a business for yourself is the best thing ever, and that's like what can fetch you money the most here in Ukraine, because that's what everybody does to survive. That being said, I think this is all I'm going to be sharing with you. If you're coming to Ukraine, if you started your processing, if you're thinking of coming to Ukraine, okay, and this questions has been running through your mind and you've been thinking how to go about it and everything, I think I've answered your questions so far. For those of you that have sent me DMs regarding this, I think I've also answered your questions so far as well. And I wish you all the best, all the success in your preparations and everything. And perhaps even if you're not in Ukraine and you just come across this video and you just see me for the first time, yes, thank you so much for staying to the end of this video. I really love you guys. I appreciate your support. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscription button before you leave. It's down there below. Also turn on the post notification bell, the small bell beside the subscription button as well, so as to receive notifications whenever I upload the new videos. And yes, hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye bye.